Hi. This is definitely an interesting time. And so I'm coming to you here today with a question. What does it mean to be a manager and leader in a time when everything seems to be turned upside down? Leaders have led through all types of crises, but this time, here today, I'm going to use a word that's being very overused right now, but it's the only word that really fits. Our experience right now is unprecedented. It is unmatched at any point of recorded history, and I certainly don't think I need to say why. And I don't need to tell you that as a manager, as a first line manager, you're being asked to take on leadership responsibilities that I highly doubt you ever expected to face. In times of crisis, it's usually the upper level leaders, the executives, the military generals, the senior civil servants in government, and so on, who have to make the decisions, who have to take the action, who have to be there to support their teams and tell their teams where to go and what to do. The rest of us in those situations have simply had to follow along, which isn't always easy, but at least there was a path laid out. And that's really not the case today. The magnitude of the events unfolding around the world and here in the United States, where I live and do most of my work, are exceptional. And that requires all of us who are wondering what to do, what we can do. It requires us to step up and take on the challenge of being leaders. I'm Grace Judson, and I am a leadership trainer, consultant, and coach for first-line managers. And in this situation, I thought a long time about what I wanted to say and how I wanted to say it. And I realized that I couldn't not speak out about what it means to be a leader in this upside down time. I couldn't pretend that all my clients and students and you who are listening to this, that you're not facing an unexpected set of wild and weird and painful challenges, really hard challenges. We are all being asked to step up, to take a look at ourselves, the companies we work for, the ways in which we live in our communities, the people and things we support, and we're being asked to create change. And let me say right now that I support systemic change. I support Black Lives Matter, and I do not support the current administration's position on just about anything. So if that's not your position, you may want to drop off this video right now, but I hope you'll stay. Because although I don't have answers for you on how to deal with what's happening in the world, in the country, in your company or your business, or on your teams, or in your communities, in your families, I do have something I want to say to you. This is a tremendous opportunity, not in the sense of growing your career, though it might do that for you, but in the sense of standing up for what you believe in and taking action based on that, going beyond talking about things and choosing to do things, because that's what leaders do. It's not about the official title, it's about what you do, about how you behave, what you say, and how you show up. And don't worry, I am not going to say that we should all be out on the streets protesting or whatever it may be that the people around you are saying that we should all be doing, because we can't all do those things. We all have to do what we can do within the context of our lives and our capacities. But every one of us has something that we can do, and that is up to us to make that choice. So, 3 things about how we make that choice. First thing, people want to be led. That's true in general, and it's especially true when things are, to put it mildly, uncertain and in upheaval. So the question is, are you willing to lead? Second thing, people want decisions and direction. It's easy to back away from making decisions, especially when so much is at stake and when there's so little information available with which to decide. But someone has to make the decisions, take the risk, and be willing to be wrong. Are you willing to make decisions? Third thing, people want to know what's going on. They want to know what's real. Are they going to have jobs? Will the company you work for take a stand one way or another on questions of civil unrest, human rights, and their own health and safety? What can they hope for? And are you telling them the truth about it? Are you willing to be transparent and at the same time hopeful and forward thinking? These are hard questions. If you're going to answer them authentically and honestly and then follow through on your answers, they are hard. They require self-awareness and vulnerability, willingness to be wrong, willingness to offend and upset people who disagree with you. The foundation of leadership work is self-awareness. What do you believe in and how willing are you to stand up for that and act upon it? The turmoil we're facing is real and the old normal is not coming back. What we're going forward into won't be the same as what we've come from. Leaders have the opportunity to shape the future by what they choose to do today. Whatever official role you may have, whether you're part of my long-term or more recent first-line manager audience, or you're someone who manages those managers, or you work for one of those managers, or you have a more senior role in your company, or you're currently unemployed, retired, self-employed, a gig worker, a stay-at-home parent, however you identify what you do in this world, you have the opportunity to also be a leader. It's about what you choose to do and say. It is not easy, and it's often exhausting, but it's also pretty darn amazing and rewarding. So the last question I have for you then is, are you willing to be a leader? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know maybe your commitments in that good old comments section down there. Because we need all the leaders we can get right now. Take care. Be safe. Do good things.